Hi, it is iYikKam time again. So in the book Beginning Wing Chun Kuen, there is a sections cover the footwork or the basic footwork of the sticking body short strike Wing Chun Kuen. And today, after a Wing Chun friend read the book and read the sections, messaged me asking me to share more fundamental or the basic on the footwork, okay? Because according to him, there's some basic and fundamental understanding is needed on footwork, okay? Just basic footwork. So here I like to share with you the basic of the footwork, okay? So you'll be able to see clearly what's going on. Now, if we read General Chi Chi Guang's 1560s book, the first thing he talked about is to have an agile body, or in today's term, the core has to be agile and lively, the core, okay? And then the feet or the leg come later. So the first thing is the core, okay, using today's term, or the body or the engine. Now, footwork is supporting the core, and footwork is actually supporting what type of art is that. If it is a long fist, the footwork will be different. If it is a sticking body short strike, the footwork will be different because they have different strategy, okay? Now, they have different concept, strategy. That means their body is conditioned very different, okay? So because the body is conditioned very different, the footwork is different, because the concept or the strategy or the philosophy of this art, this long fist or short strike art are different. The footwork has to accord to what is the art is about. And another thing very important is the momentum of the long fist and the momentum of the short strike. They are different type of momentum, okay? So how to handle momentum is a big deal, and to handle the momentum is heavily related or heavily handled or influenced by this core, this body, okay? So one cannot just practice footwork like, oh yeah, I want to have a triangle steps, or I want to have a zigzag step, those kind of stuff, okay? Now, today's footwork out in the general are majorly long fist footwork, okay? So in terms of the stick body short strike footwork, they will be different. If we are using the long fist footwork, then it's not going to work for the stick body short strike, okay? Now, footwork also need to support the power generations, okay? So in Wing Chun, since Wing Chun is a sticking body short strike, meaning it's going to move in, and that the momentum is moved in, and the power generation is an input type of power generations going in, those type of power generation. It is very different than the long fist, where it is explode type of power generations, and it keep this distance instead of close in, okay? So to repeat, the long fist, you have keeping the distance, you have explode type of power generations, while in the sticking body short strike art, you got close in, you got this implode type of power generations. And because of this, the keeping a distance momentum and the explode type of power generations versus the close in and implode type of power generations, the footwork will be different. And even basic from that is this core will has to be trained differently because they are different type of art and the core has to support that. So one cannot just say, oh yeah, I want to train this triangle steps or all these type of steps and expect to do good in footwork. No, it cannot be done because the entire art is different. We need to develop the whole thing bottom up, okay? Meaning that we need to develop the core to support the momentum, to support the power generations, and then the footwork, the feet supporting it. Instead of thinking, oh yeah, I just want to my feet move this way, I walk this way, I step this way, and everything follow. Well, no, that's not the case. Okay, so that is how it's trained. So, as an example, say if we do a long fist art, okay, facing an opponent, we do a long fist art. Okay. Now, for the long fist, I want to keep this distance. Okay, I can do something like this in general. He attacked me, I step a little bit sideways, I do a front kick, I landed, I throw a punch. Okay, so long fist way, step very fast. Okay, you move in, move out, but I keep the distance. Okay, and as you see this, step away, this is explode type of power generation, this explode type of power generations. So the footwork here is supporting that. Now, say if we take the Wing Chun, the sticking body short strike art, when the opponent charge in, I move in, explode, I close in, I use the implode type of power generations. Okay, so I move in, I use implode type of power generations. This footwork is very different than this type of footwork, and the handling of the momentum. Okay, just move out and then the swing and smash with the explode type is very different than. It's a different story. So this footwork has to rely on that. Okay, and the footwork in the book, beginning Wing Chun Queen, is a sticking body short strike type of footwork. Okay, that is the basic, very basic of it. And again, there's no mysterious of it. The footwork is to support the momentum and the power generations. Okay, which is based on the core of the body. So once if one clear with the type of the art, meaning like in Wing Chun, it is sticking body short strike, is close in and implode type of power generations. Then if the body is conditioned properly, watch out this term. If the body is conditioned properly, then footwork will be naturally follow it. Okay, of course one need to train the basic walk left, walk right, walk front, turn, those kind of thing, and then it will go naturally. Okay, now we need to be careful here. If we're keeping training this type of structure, forward pressure, we are not going to get this sticking body short strike art handle, or get the skill of the sticking short strike art, because that body or that core is not fitting. It doesn't it is not suitable to this type of art. Okay, so that's why the 7-ball dynamic has to be in place, otherwise it really doesn't work. Okay, so we need to look at all this from the core, the momentum, the type of the art, the power generations. So, to make it systematic and comprehensive for you, first, what type of art it is? It's a long fist or short strike? Okay. The second is, what type of momentum are you handling? Okay. What type of power generations are you using? And then, what type of body do you conditions? And then the footwork come. Okay. That's how it is. Okay. Now, in the beginning Wing Chun Queen book, because it's a beginning book, even though I mentioned all this footwork, and I mentioned when people close in, one has to put their feet in a certain area, so forth, and how certain things going to watch out. What I didn't present in that book is this. So this is our wooden dummy leg. Okay. There's another part of art under the belt. So walk in. This knee and the feet is actually have another part of the equations of handling in the sticking body short strike. It's using for jamming, for trapping, and whole bunch of stuff. And this is not chi kick. Usually people put a leg out like that. It's not. Okay, it is a part of the footwork. And as you can see in the wooden dummy form, we have those type of footwork. But usually people stay away and do not understand what is this going on. Okay, just mimic the posture. So that is another part of equations under there. It's just not getting close, because getting close is good, that's basic, but there's another part there. Okay, so this is what I'd like to share with you today on footwork. There's a lot of things, okay, but we need to dig it out one at a time. We cannot just go jump over the fence and try to overnight to know everything. So the book Beginning Wing Chun present the basic. If that basic is not understood and cannot be handled, then we cannot handle something advanced. Okay, so footwork is important. However, one must look at it as in a comprehensive, systematic, scientific way. We must not thinking, oh, there's some kind of secret footwork, you have to walk here, walk there. No. Okay, those kind of thing doesn't exist. So this is for you today, and I like to mention that as in the book there's 8 things there, and the close in, the receiving, the angle or the line of attack, and the footwork, and the flexible body, all matters. Okay. And everything is based on long fist coming with the opponent is using the long fist mechanics. Wing Chun is using the short strike mechanics to handle that. Okay, so that's the key.